Yeah. Wake up with coffee and sports. Sunrise glow, listen coast to coast. A flow like you know.
Offensively, who made them? Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Sideline to sideline with plays to show. This network's got the spark.
When you put up 300 yards rushing against someone, that you got your butt whooped.
I feel like I would have liked to see Oregon Ohio State in the semis, not the quarters. So I think some reseeding is probably where I would change. But
they're out of their mind. They're going to do this 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Here's the crazy.
I just can't take it.
Birds keep flying high, fans cheering loud, and one podcast moving through the crowd. Meaty boys brawling, no holds barred bout. This wire life never in doubt. Tune into the vibe.
That's my bold prediction for the show. Devin Booker in the next 3 years, he will be a Houston Rocket.
Because I still think Seth is still at the top of his game. I do. I think he's right there. Who knows? Maybe not this year, but one time soon. Why wouldn't we potentially see Seth and Roman? You know what I mean?
Tune in the vibe.
Garid3 on the mic tonight. News coming in left and right. Oh, better with the latest fight. Gene's got that insight tight. Champions rise and they fall. Wire to wire, got it all. Every move and every brawl. Tune in for the curtain call. Wrestling talk all night long. Catch the latest match and song. Ring the bell, let's get it on. Every story bright and strong. In the ring they clash and roar. New rivalries and so much more. Titles change and legends lore.
Hey, what is poppin', yo? It is your boy, Garid3, and welcome to the Meaty Boys podcast. Of course, I got 2 very special guests from Brew City Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the visionary of Brew City Wrestling, the owner, the promoter, and former professional wrestler himself. He is the Thumper, Frankie DeFalco. How you doing, sir?
Good, Brett. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
And I would say, invited another guest. He is the Brew City Wrestling's very own Heritage champion. They call him all day Ro-Zay St James. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Hey, that was my audition.
Good.
If y'all ever need a ring announcer. But so I'm really happy to have you guys on here. I've always I've always been a big fan of Brew City Wrestling. I stumbled upon it. It was always a fun story because I went to I found it in a flyer on a quick trip in a gas station around me, and I decided to went with the whole family, went with my grandparents and mom, and we've been kind of in love with it ever since. Been going for a couple of years now, so like I said, I love having you guys on here, so I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Brett.
So I just want to start at the beginning. How did you guys find your love for professional wrestling? Like, what really got you into it? Why don't we start with you, Frankie?
I started watching it at the age of 5 years old, like 5 or 6. And I was like, what the hell is this? You know, at that time in the AWA, when territories meant something, you know, you got Vern Gagne, Mad Dog Vachon, The Crusher, Dick the Bruiser, Superstar Billy Graham, Wahoo McDaniels, you know, all those legends in the AWA. And as time went on, I'm getting a little bit older. I started doing all this stuff to the kids on the playground. Pile drivers on concrete, figure four leg locks. You know, it was crazy back then, but there was a time too when I was a fan. I mean, we're all fans, but when I was a fan, a friend of mine and myself, we followed Mad Dog Vachon to one of the hotels by the airport. And we wanted to get his autograph, and he chased us, literally. You know, and then there was another time too, we followed him to the Mitchell Field Airport, and they had their private plane. And all of a sudden I look in there and I see Greg Gagne, Nick Bockwinkel, Ray Stevens, Wahoo, and they're all sitting together. I'm like, what the hell is this? What is going on? You know, and everything led to one another. And I became a security guard over at the AWA shows whenever they were in town, and getting to know the guys and talking to them, you know, and then get into the business. And then, you know, it's like you're friends with them. Mad Dog Vachon, Nick Bockwinkel. Nick and I, we really never talked wrestling. We talked insurance, which is cool because I'm in the insurance industry and Nick was always into annuities. So, yeah, that was one thing we always had in common was insurance. Well, wrestling too, but yeah.
That's dope.
Say no, that's awesome. Say, how about you? How about you, Ro-Zay? How did you kind of become a fan and get into the business?
Well, I've been a fan since I was a kid, so I say since by like Frankie, like at 5. But first time I seen wrestling, my uncle was watching WrestleMania 3, and I walked in there. It was Hogan against Andre the Giant. I'm looking, I'm like, who's the guy with the yellow tights? And next thing I know, he's hulking up and everything and doing all these cool moves. And I was just like so fascinated with Hulk Hogan, just watching dude. And as I got older, I started noticing like everybody's style was just like different. Someone was like a brawler or a good technician, so like it made it more interesting. So another character that I used to watch a lot too was Mr. Perfect or Kirk Hennig, and I used to watch dude a lot. How he used to always prance around saying how perfect he is, and everything that he did was perfect. So that's how I really got into wrestling. But getting into the industry, like I was just at work one day doing sales, and I look over and I see Brew City Wrestling on TV, well on the Channel 12 News, and see Frankie, you know, teaching the students like, you know, what they need to do, and I was like, okay, I need to talk to this guy, and here I am.
And I wish I never would have answered that email.
Hey, let's say, what is it? 66 Stay Strong is the Heritage champion.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
He keeps track of
Okay.
that. I don't.
Hey, say, fair enough. Absolutely. Hey, that's awesome. Said I did love watching a lot of the older. I think the older wrestler that I really loved watching back in the 90s. I've always liked the more mysterious wrestlers, so I was really into like Jake the Snake. I definitely liked watching him. But I kind of got into it more in like 2005, and the guy that got me really into it was The Undertaker. Him and Randy Orton were feuding at the time, and it really like sucked me in. So, say that's kind of where I got my start watching wrestling. So, say It was really The Undertaker's fault.
Yeah, you got to blame somebody, might as well be him.
No, absolutely. Say, and you were mentioning a lot of like legends, Frankie.
Yeah.
You've been in the ring with a lot of them too, guys like Shawn Michaels, Andre the Giant. You faced I think it was him and Haku in a tag team match, the Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
Ooh.
got them all. Got them
Say-
all. I caught breaks on a lot of those because when I saw my name up across from the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, at that time I was selling their Zubas, and they knew it, so they took care of me, but they didn't take care of my partner. The benefits of knowing people, I guess.
That was one team I was kind of going to ask you about, because I heard a lot of people say that they were a very hard team to work at times just because of how stiff they were. I was about to ask, were they as stiff as everybody makes them out to be?
Early on, they were very stiff, very snug. But as the years went on, I think the match that really had them loosen up was when they were wrestling Crusher and Baron von Raschke. Excuse me, in Milwaukee. And Crusher gave it to him pretty stiff right back. And I think after that is when they started learning to lighten up a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Say, also, you're in the ring with another legend, Andre the Giant. Just how intimidating is it standing across the ring, just somebody the size of Andre?
Crazy. Just freaking crazy. I mean, granted, it was towards the end of his career, but I'm glad I never had the chance to wrestle him in his early years because at that time he was straight up 7'4", over 400 pounds. But towards the end of his career, you know, his back couldn't take anymore. And he was well in the 400, close to 500 pounds. And I mean, he took care of me while I was in the ring and then tagged my partner. And unfortunately, he got the shit kicked out of him because we're sitting down. I was talking to Haku, and my partner takes a chair, sits across from us, and goes, "Hey, guys, this is what we like to do in our match." And Haku and myself just looked at each other, and I'm just like, Chief J Strongbow was our agent. He goes, "Hey, boss, who do you want to take it on?" Him. That wasn't me. Needless to say, they got his ass real good.
Oh, say it. Yeah, I've heard that's it's not the thing to do in a locker room full of vets. I've heard what's not a great thing to do is try to start calling the match on them.
No, even in indies, you don't do that. You know, you keep your mouth shut. You know, the vet's going to ask you what you can do, what you can't do, and then you're going to put something together at that point. But when you talk that way with, you know, Andre the Giant or Ted DiBiase, Kurt Hennig, any of those guys like that, unfortunately, you're going to get hurt in that match.
Absolutely. I want to ask you, Ro-Zay. Obviously, it was the August 23rd Summer Sizzler event. You won that Brew City Heritage champion. What was it like collecting your first Brew City championship?
Ro-Zay,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I didn't hear you breaking up.
I'd say at the Summer Sizzler event in August, you won that Brew City Heritage Championship. How was it for you to win your first Brew City Championship, and what does that Heritage title kind of mean to you?
It meant a lot. Just all the hard work that I've been putting in. You know, the constant training. You know, the late nights of film studying, and just going to the gym. So when I finally achieved that goal, it was just like, man, that the hard work is coming off. It really paid off.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Took out CJ Cole in that match. Do you have anybody on your list of victims for who's got next?
There's quite a few of them. We really need to go ahead and I'm not even going to talk about them, But the main one I really been having my eyes on is Chucky Bates. The guy is pretty popular out of the Midwest. The guy gives me a run for my money the last few times that we have wrestled, and mostly at camp. So I think we can pretty much tear the house down for a match in front of the Brew City crowd.
On November 15th, Ro-Zay is going to be in a fatal four-way where he's going to be taking on the real Ryan Roberts, Josiah Vatsana, and Jack Sirius. And all of this is brought on from the last show last weekend, in fact, when Ro-Zay couldn't handle the tough cookie that Ryan Roberts was giving him. So me being the promoter, Now it's going to be a fatal four-way. And Ro-Zay, I'm sorry, but if you lose the title, don't come crying to me. You brought this all on yourself.
The more the merrier. Just gonna be another easy win for Mr. All Day. And I don't know why Mr. Roberts is in the picture. He's not even in my league.
Well, you know why? Because he had you beat last month.
No, he did.
He had you beat.
We did.
Okay.
He didn't.
We'll see what happens November 15th. Live at the Elks Lodge in Waukesha, Wisconsin, 2301 Springdale Road. Get your tickets at brewcitywrestling.com starting next Wednesday, November 5th. Watch Ro-Zay lose his title to one of those three guys. If he continues holding on to it, he's blessed.
And maybe I'll get my respect from you too. Being not one, two, but three guys. Maybe I'll get my respect.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
I'll say, make sure November 15th, Brew City Wrestling. Make sure you get tickets. It's always a great show. It's always a fun time. Other notable talents. They crowned a new world champion too at the last show, Big John Crawley, in a great no disqualification match. So, like I said, it's always a fun time when you go check out Brew City Wrestling. So,
thank you.
I do kind of want to ask, right? Because we've seen a mixture of, I don't want to call it like more modern wrestling, but you see like nowadays when you turn on the TV and watch wrestling, you see a lot more what people almost like to call spot fest. We're just going from one spot to another without as much like old school storytelling. Like,
right?
How do you like try to blend those two styles together? What's your kind of philosophy on putting together a match?
The younger talent, they like doing the spot fest, you know. But in my eyes, there's no storytelling there, no psychology, no theory in a match. When you mix a little bit of old school and new school, you're going to have storytelling and psychology in that match where the people are going to, go, ooh, ah, have that roller coaster effect with them where they're going to, at the edge of their seats and then back down again,
Absolutely. Say, because I know AEW does a lot of more spot fests where you'll catch their more storytelling in WWE. So I've always kind of like been kind of torn because I've always liked them like more in the middle, like a mixture of both. But no, I completely agree with you.
Yep. Yeah, there's WWE. Sometimes you'll see a hold or two, just to kill that time, where there's going to be some story told out of that. But unfortunately, on Wednesday nights, you're never going to see that. When you got the Young Bucks and some of those other kids on there, just flippity floppity all over the place. I get blowed up just watching that stuff.
Say, Ro-Zay, what do you? I'm guessing you prefer do you prefer like the more old school method of like maybe slow it down and tell more of a story, or kind of like the newer
definitely
style?
Yep. Yeah, most definitely old school. Anything from like the 70s, 80s, definitely the 90s, early 2000s. If I'm going to look at like current stuff, I watch a lot of NXT. It depends who's wrestling on AEW. I'll look at them like if it's like Samoa Joe, but he's about to retire, or Swerve Strickland. I like those guys a lot. They tell a pretty decent story. I mean, depending on who they actually wrestling though too. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I will say those are the kind of guys I tend to watch. Like when I flip onto AEW guys, like I know I really love MJF. I think he can tell a great story in the ring. He tends to slow it down, especially in his feuds with like CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
That Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson match from last year. I think they blended that perfectly also. So Say it. Yeah, I'd say those are definitely some of the wrestlers that I enjoy watching and looking out for. So I did want to ask you, say, Frankie, there's a lot of there's a lot of obviously big name free agents out there. You had just brought in the Good Brothers last couple months ago. Are there any more like special attractions that you're maybe eyeing up to bring into Brew City?
Yeah, talking a little bit with he was in WWE not too long ago. Him and his wife.
Oh, Cross?
Yeah, Cross. I met him several years ago at the Cauliflower Alley convention in Las Vegas, and we were talking pretty much at that time. He was on the indie scene. So I've been talking to him a little bit, talking to a lot of women wrestlers throughout the Midwest. I like to do a all-woman show again, and the winner of that, of that show would face the Brew City Wrestling Women's Champion, Raven Radix. I don't know. I've got so much written down on paper, as you can see, for upcoming shows. So, yeah, there's a lot in the light right now.
That's really awesome. Hey, there you go, Ro-Zay. Maybe that's your next challenger for the Heritage Championship. Do you think you could take Cross?
Yeah, I would love the challenge.
Let me put that down. Cross versus. Well, he's got to get past November.
I would love the challenge.
Oh, fair enough. So
it won't be a problem. I'm not worried about them.
And if I saw another name that came through Brew City Wrestling, Kevin Owens, that you were able to have on a show in the past, and
yeah,
when you had him through, right? When you have them, before they become a star, is it easy to tell when someone like Kevin Owens, you look at him and you realize he's destined for bigger things? Like,
absolutely. He was just he was still in Ring of Honor at the time, but as soon as he had the professionalism to tell me, Frankie, I just signed with WWE, and I had him booked, but there's nothing I can do about it. WWE wouldn't give him his finish his contractual obligations on the indie circuit. So that was sad. I had Kevin on for 4 shows.
Say that's awesome. Say it's one of those things that it feels like with him, you could just tell. Like when I first saw him in NXT, because I kind of missed his Ring of Honor days. My first introduction to him was in NXT when he attacked Sami Zayn.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of just tell immediately, like, yeah, there's something special about him. The way he just talks and conducts himself is just so different from everybody.
Right. And he's, he was very workable, with me and what he was going up against as well too. So, a lot of talent has come through Brew City Wrestling doors from the first inception in 2004 up until now, which is really great. I don't need a lot of names on our shows to bring in crowds. The names that we have just on the indies are enough to get 200 to 250 people every month at our shows in Waukesha.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know sometimes we'll see a lot of the indie shows take their shows to wherever WrestleMania goes. Have you ever considered taking Brew City to like a WrestleMania weekend, for example?
No, because that would just add to the chaos. I mean, there's so many indie shows, plus the local indie shows that are there. I don't need to go through all that confusion too. It wouldn't make sense for me to do that. Now, if they ever did something here in Milwaukee, whether it be a summer, their summer slam show here or something like that at American Family Field, yeah, then I'm going to do a show the night before.
No, fair enough. No, absolutely. So Say, Ro-Zay, what do you think the next step is for what are your big goals in Brew City? You're currently the Heritage champion. Do you maybe have eyes on the heavyweight champion? Say 2-belt
In due
Ro-Zay?
time. 2-belt Ro-Zay. I like the ring of that. But yeah, in due time. I mean, if that opportunity came or when it comes. But I'm enjoying this right now. It's my baby.
Say no, absolutely. Say, like I said, I enjoyed your match last month with Ryan Roberts. I was able to sit ringside for that. So, like I said, I definitely wish you luck on defending it next month. It's going to be a great time. Say,
You talking about the guy that doesn't deserve to be in the ring with me.
Yeah, say the guy. Say, yeah, you told me that he's a bum. Yeah. Say, yeah, that guy.
Mm-mm. He doesn't deserve to be in the ring. He doesn't deserve to be in the ring. You saw how he was getting mollywopped all around the ring. I was slapping around like he was Susie.
Like he was who? Susie Q?
Susie. Oh, nice. Good one. Shout out to Susie Q.
Yeah, you barely beat him that night. If it wasn't for you both getting in the ring at the count of 10, who knows? I should have came out there and demanded 5 more minutes. I think he beat you in 5 more minutes.
Say,
I highly doubt that, sir.
Okay.
I highly doubt it. But that's fine. I mean, he getting this opportunity. I mean, this is what the people want. But they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out November 15th.
I'd say I do have a fun question, kind of a more fun question for you, Frankie. So sometimes we do this thing called the underrated player of the week on our other show, our basketball one, and I kind of wanted to bring that here, except we'll switch it up to almost like an underrated wrestler. Like who's maybe the most underrated wrestler that you've ever fought that you don't think gets enough love for how good he was?
Wow. That could. And he's still wrestling now?
It could be wrestling now or maybe back in the years.
I would have to say Marty Jannetty. Marty, he didn't kiss ass like the way some of them did back then. You know, I'm not going to mention names, but Marty didn't kiss ass. That's why they had the breakup with him and Sean. And then you all saw what happened after that. But Marty, if he was still healthy, he'd still be doing indie shows, without a doubt.
Hey, it's fair enough. Say Marty could really move. He was such a good wrestler. Genuinely, when I was catching up in my history of wrestling, when I first saw the breakup, I thought both Sean and Marty were just destined to be bigger stars. I know about Sean, but I really thought Marty was going to go next level. So
right, yeah, it's a shame, but they ended up writing him off right after that. He had his storyline with Sean, and then he was done.
Say, well, what about you, Ro-Zay? Who's in your career so far? Who's maybe your favorite opponent or most underrated?
And it's a couple of them, especially like growing up back in the day. I know one of them for sure was like D'Lo Brown to me. I mean, like he had like everything for like a wrestler, like he double champ, first black double champ. That was cool to me growing up. Also like Rick the Model, he was pretty cool. Rick the Model Martel, I thought he was very underrated. And Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, Dolph Ziggler, yeah. When he cashed in on Del Rio and won that World Heavyweight Championship the night after WrestleMania, those are the kind of pops that I live for. That was absolutely wild.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he could just make anybody just look good or make himself look good. Like that was the cool thing.
I was gonna say, I remember I remember he was just so good at making the other person look good. Almost like maybe one of the better examples of that was making how great he sold the spear and jackhammer from Goldberg in that SummerSlam
Oh
match.
man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
He made it look like
yeah,
he got split in half.
yeah. Or the RKO from Randy when Randy having the power bomb and he flipped him over to an RKO. That was cool.
No, absolutely. I would say I know. Like I said, I know one of my favorites definitely. I love the creativity of Bray Wyatt was one of my second favorite wrestler of all time. I know I loved his creativity. Just he was just such a great watch every week. I don't know how he came up with so much like new content every week and somehow all those different promos. It was just truly amazing to watch.
Yeah, to me that was always cool with Bray, especially like looking at his documentary, how he just constantly kept reinventing himself along with the Fiend.
Even around Halloween, you still see a lot of kids dressing up as the Fiend, which
Yeah.
goes to show that the fans really, love Bray for his ingenuity about his gimmick and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's funny because I was actually thinking about doing that next year for I go to an anime convention every year and I'm thinking about dressing up as the Fiend for that. Same, maybe I figure if I get that together, maybe next year's Brew City costume contest, maybe I'll have to enter.
There you go.
Oh yeah. But which version of the Fiend though?
I'd probably have to stick with the original one. I thought the
Okay.
Bird Fiend was pretty cool, and the one in the documentary that he was going to debut was cool. But I just
Yeah.
remember how intrigued I was as soon as he showed up on that first Firefly Funhouse episode.
True.
Yeah.
I'm definitely. What other matches do you have scheduled for next month for the 15th?
Well, Ro-Zay's in one match. What else? The return of Country Air. They come back. They are taking on the Evil Cousins, Dysfunction, and Bobby V. And what else we got here? Brandon Blaze takes on the Sinister. Sinister thinks that Blaze costed him his title, so that match is going to take place on November 15th. Gunnar Wicks will get a title shot against Big John Crowley for the Brew City Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. For the Brew City Wrestling Tag Team Championship, Caribbean Arrogance will take on Raven Radix and a partner of her choosing. So that'll be interesting. They probably have like 8 matches that night, and we'll see what happens from there. Everything's happening right now for the road to Rise to Honor 22 years of Brew City Wrestling. It's an achievement right in itself.
Did you ever think you'd make it to 22 years like when you were first starting out?
No. I thought that maybe 3 or 4. A lot of people thought that I wouldn't succeed for a full year, but those people can kiss my ass now because we're 22 years in now.
I'll say no, and that is such a fantastic achievement. I love that for you guys. That it's definitely crazy to think about. 2004, yeah, that.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I was maybe like 9 years old when say, yeah, I was like 9 when you guys started Brew City. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy for, like I said, really happy for that. As soon as my next time off calendar gets put up, I'm definitely going to put in to try to get off for that.
Yeah, we got November 15th, then December 13th, then January 24th is Rise to Honor 22.
Okay. You know what? That's actually good to know for December 13th because I already put it off for that day because it's
There you go.
Say between Brew City and John Cena's last match, it's going to be a great day for wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it is. Yep.
Say what? I gotta ask because it's been quite the controversial topic almost. John Cena's retirement tour definitely had some ups and some downs. What do you guys think of John Cena's retirement tour so far? Since we're pretty much at the end of it.
Go ahead, champ.
Oh, it's mixed reviews. I thought it would probably be a little bit more epic. Don't get me wrong, like the last few matches that he has, they have been like solid matches from like Cody Rhodes all the way up to with AJ Styles. But him just going heel, like it really didn't make sense. Like I thought he was gonna come back with the whole thugonomics, maybe doing like a little freestyle coming out to the ring. We didn't get that. Like he said, he was like, "You guys get nothing.
Well,
you get the same thing."
The whole thing is that The Rock wasn't there for when it had to be done. Rock should have been there for when they changed the title when he beat Cody, not that skinny little rapper. It should have never been that way. Rock was never a part of that whole storyline, and it eventually just did not pan out for John being a heel. So they had to switch him back. I would bet 90% of that has to do with The Rock not being there. Because The Rock could have been there, to help with a lot of that stuff. Wasn't so. And then, of course, The Rock's comments that he did on, social media and everything. Yeah, Rock is a selfish prick, is what he is.
His comments were so interesting when he did that. When he was just all, well, that's not the way I would have booked it. Like, if you're going to be part of the initial turn, you should have been there at WrestleMania.
Exactly. Just because he's on the board for TKO, he thinks he can do whatever he wants.
It almost. Yeah. It almost feels like if they would have just had the turn happen at WrestleMania and him kind of do it organically by himself.
Right.
Because I actually thought there was a lot of people really hate on it, but I thought there was a lot of great stuff in the middle. Even the stuff with Cody Rhodes when they were just focusing on, him and Cody and not so much The Rock and Travis Scott stuff. I thought there was a lot of great stuff that came out of that turn, but it was
that rapper, what's his name? Travis Scott?
Yeah.
He punched Cody in the eye, ends up getting a black eye. Where was, the comeuppance for Cody to get on Scott? Never happened. Never transpired either. Travis Scott did the run-in that night. Cody took a swing at him, but then, Travis Scott jumped off the apron. Nothing ever happened out of it.
I think the part that drove me crazy about the run-in was the amount of time he took him to get from the ring to the end. Because it feels like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're doing a run-in, it just probably, if you're not the main focus of the match, in and out should be quick. But he had the whole entrance with the title belt, holding it, walking slow, and even in the middle, like you saw John's face on the Jumbotron, he's almost like, come on, hurry it up a little bit here.
There was at one time, too, where Penta did a run-in. It was on Monday night. I forgot what it was. And he's doing his strut, high-fiving the people as they're going around. I'm like, dude, you're doing a run-in. Get your ass down there. But he was just doing high fives, going down to the ring. Doesn't make sense. But what do I know?
No, absolutely. That
if you
oh, you can go ahead.
No, I was just saying, hey, if he was gonna go full heel, go full heel.
Yeah,
you should be shaking it up fast.
No, right. Fair enough. Like I said, I love the nickname. I thought they nailed almost everything except the beginning of it, and it almost it set the tone for the rest of the run. So,
Right.
so I say, I do have one more quick question for you, Frankie. You UFC, you retired a couple years ago. I think it was 2024 after a War Games match with Whiskey Bent and Hellbound.
Right.
How long does it take away, like once you retire, for like that itch to get back in the ring to go away, or is that something that's just always there?
Well, before I had my surgeries, I had the itch. I brought myself back in. But for that last time back in 2023 with the War Games there, it was my idea to come back because I knew I was going to be gone. I wouldn't be returning anymore. So it was my idea to do the storyline the way it ended up, and that's the way it came away. I have no regrets. None. I will never wrestle again, no matter what, because of my health. But I can still do what I have to do, whether it's training, some people, giving my knowledge back to some people, or, still running the company. That I can still do.
And I feel like that's the most important part when it comes to, it almost feels like that's the most important part. As long as you have no regrets and you're at peace, then it feels like when it comes to wrestling, that's kind of like the biggest thing that you want, right?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, I was supposed to retire I think it was like 12 years ago, when we used to run shows over at the Knights of Columbus in West Dallas. And same thing, War Games, the whole deal. There was over 700 people packed in there. I had friends, family were in there. But the night before, I had an argument with my ex-wife, and she did not let my kids come to that show. And I was very, very pissed off. So I'm like, okay, well, we're going to keep doing this until it happens. So finally, 2023, both of my boys were there, and I had my closure, and that was it. I was content, and that's the end of it. The Frankie DeFalco story of doing this stuff, wrestling for 42 years, is over.
No, fair enough. And like I said, it's great to see you still passing your knowledge on to the next generation.
Oh yeah.
If you had any advice to give the young up and coming wrestlers, what would you tell them?
Listen to your vets. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. That's all you should do. And then watch a lot of stuff. You're not going to learn a damn thing from what's on TV these days. Go back to the 80s and 90s. Go on YouTube. Watch the NWA, AWA, Smoky Mountain. Back in those days, that was classic wrestling. If you want to do the new school stuff, go ahead and do it. But mix a little bit of old stuff in there as well and tell a good story. That's my advice.
Oh, hey. No, fair enough, Frankie. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate you hopping on, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate it. You all have fun. Roosevelt, we'll see you November 15th. Good luck. And I'm done.
Thank you.
By the way,
Thank
if
you.
anybody's interested who's watching or listening, the Thumpers Den Wrestling Academy, go to Brew City Wrestling 1@gmail.com. Give me an email if you're interested about becoming a professional wrestler. We have over 50 years of professional wrestling knowledge, so I'm sorry. It's 65 years. I forgot Tom Stone and Angel Armani help out there and also, and they've got a lot of years as well too. So Brew City Wrestling 1@gmail.com. Brew City Wrestling. Check it out. The Thumpers Den Wrestling Academy if you want to become a professional wrestler. Brett, are you signing me out of here, or what do I have to do?
Oh yeah, I can sign you out of here.
Good. All right, have fun. Take care, guys.
Take care.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, boss. All right. Yeah, but while this is still recording, want to send a special shout out to my boy Reggie Harvey, Patrick Davis, Cynthia Jeffers. Those guys are very important to me, so I just want to send a special shout out to them.
No, fair enough. Say, do you have like a specific of time frame you're looking at for like how long you want to wrestle, or like a number in mind, or is it just kind of you want to go until the wheels fall off?
A little bit of both. I mean, I'm trying to do it as long as I can. Long as I can.
No, fair
Just have
enough.
fun. Yeah, just have fun with it. Travel, play,
Yeah.
wrestle against the guys that are a little bit more knowledgeable than me when it comes to wrestling. But yeah, I'm trying to do this as long as I can.
So yeah, no, that's fair enough. It's great. Can you see 42 years is a long time? Do you think you could wrestle for 40 years like Frankie just said that he was able to? That's a long
Probably,
time.
yeah, probably not that long, but probably not that long. But I'll try to do it as long as I can, as long as my body can hold up and continue to, eat right, stretch. I do a lot of stretching
I,
before and after shows.
I was just about to kind of ask about that because say what kind of training and like dieting goes into being a wrestler?
So with training, man, when training is sometimes brutal, especially when the boss is there. We get there, of course, we stretch and we pretty much run around the parking lot. We do like about like 3 laps, and it's usually like that last lap we got to sprint to the finish line, and then after that we'll get somebody, put them over our shoulders, and then we'll like walk to one end and then come back. We'll do that like 2 or 3 times. So that's just to get the blood flowing. Then we go in the ring and we just do our drills that we normally do. By that time frame, our legs are kind of like linguini because after the drills, we do like squats. We do like 200 squats, 200 sit-ups, and then we start training, like real training.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that. Cardio is my weakness. It's funny because I used to lift weights quite often, but yeah, I was never a good cardio. So it's just like you telling me warm up of running around the building 3 times, and
Yeah,
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 that would get me.
yeah.
So I
I mean,
remember,
but at the same time, I also love it. It's the grind. It's definitely a grind, and it's everything is all mental. It's all mental. Is what you put your mind into.
yeah, and that say it feels like that just kind of helps make it worthwhile, right? Especially when you win a title, because then you remember back to all the hours, the grind, it all led up to
Hmm.
this moment. So
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, too, like I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm constantly watching wrestling. I'm constantly taking notes of like the people that came before me as for like why they was just so great for like heel work, psychology, the whole nine. So I'm really just trying to be the student of the game.
hey, and that. Hey, that's absolutely fair. I completely get it. It's funny. I would say I'll watch just a ton of wrestling out of pure boredom and just kind of like try to learn. Even if I'm never going to be a professional wrestler, I still find myself taking notes as to what everybody's doing and just trying to keep learning and keep being a student. So I completely
Yeah,
get that.
yeah. It's eat, sleep, wrestle. Or it's like when you're at your job or at work and out of nowhere you just start thinking about wrestling or thinking about wrestling moves or holds. You're like, I'm gonna try that when I get to camp later.
Say
I
how
love it.
say how long and like what hours? Like how long is camp normally? Is it like 5 days a week or?
So usually it's 3 days. So it's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. For me, due to my schedule, sometimes I can't be there on like certain days, but I still at least try to get there and still do something. No matter if it's like just hitting the ropes or just doing drills, I still just go down there. Don't care what time it is.
I'll say you got any you got any special moves you're working on?
I got a few of them. I'm not gonna tell you. You just have to wait
Oh,
and see what happens.
oh fair. Say fair enough. by the way, I definitely appreciate y'all in the comments. I see y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Appreciate
Say
you. Thanks for having me.
no, anytime. It's one that's always something I've been kind of curious about, like the challenge. Say like kind of the training and dieting of a wrestler. So like for like diet wise, do you have like a strict diet you here do or?
Um, Throughout the week, I really just try to avoid like fast foods. I mean, if I do fast food, I make sure it's like try to be clean. Like I do love like Chick-fil-A. So if I get Chick-fil-A, I always get like grilled chicken or grilled chicken salads. Drink a lot of water. I try to stay hydrated as possible. And my protein shakes. I try to eat between like 4 to 5 meals at least.
Say, no, that's fair enough. I will say I do love Chick-fil-A. The grilled chicken sandwich is my go-to there. So hey, I
Yeah,
completely get it.
I try to say, but that's the thing though. Like all that stuff, I try to stay away from like the bread and stuff.
Say, have you ever tried the grilled nuggets there? Those are so good.
Yeah, that's what I usually get. I usually get that or like the grilled chicken sandwich, not sandwich, the grilled chicken salad.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, say that's my go-to. I'll get the grilled chicken sandwich with some grilled nuggets. So good.
Mhm. Yeah, they are. I mean, especially with the sauce, but even that, I try to stay away from the sauce because it has like a lot of sugar in it too. So just try to be mindful with certain stuff. Like I'll probably pick like one day for like a cheat day to like eat whatever. But when I'm training, I know I'm training or having like an upcoming match, I try not to eat nothing too crazy. Even for shows, like when I have shows, I don't really eat nothing. I always eat like after.
I say no, fair enough. I feel like some of that nerves when you don't like if you don't eat before a show and you still get a lot of butterflies before you go out there and perform.
I always do. For me, it's not to feel sluggish. I know how I feel like when I do eat like a decent meal, and of course, it's like if you're full, you're gonna feel kind of sluggish knowing that you're about to get ready to move around and stuff. So like if anything, when I know it's like match day, I probably have like some scrambled eggs with some turkey bacon or turkey sausage, and probably like some protein shakes or maybe like some yogurt and fruit, just so I could just stay light, and then just drinking a lot of water.
Hey, I got you. Say, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if I will. Unfortunately, won't be able to make it to the next show, but like I said, December 13th. Like I said, I'm hoping that when I go there, you're still that Heritage champion. I'm pulling for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, of course, appreciate it. I mean, it's all day. Like those three guys, they ain't ready for this.
Hey, no,
They ain't ready for this.
absolutely. Like I said, I believe in you. Said maybe you got to get a handshake from Frankie or something. Get your respect after when you win.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, he respect me already. I mean, I already knew I was already a star. I mean, it just took him time just to realize it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. So it's
All
just
right.
gonna be one more one more match that I gotta prove that you know all the hard work that I do behind the scenes that people don't really know about. It's paying off.
That's absolutely. Are there any are there any young up and comers there that you're training with in the Thumpers Den that we should be keeping an eye out for that maybe we haven't seen yet?
We got a few new people. They still new. So this one guy I got an eye on. I think he's gonna be very promising once he gets ready to start. He's got the ick, so he's always there. He's always asking questions. So yeah, I like him. His name is Blaine. So he seems pretty promising.
Blaine. Okay, you know what? Like I said, I'll keep. It's like always looking for names to keep an eye out for. Say, I'm like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely appreciate having you on, sir. Is there anything you want to add before we end up getting on out of here? Any matches or
I'll
anything
send
you
it
want to
over.
promote?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
I said just anything you want to promote. Go for it. The floor is yours.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna send another shout out to my mom. I don't know, she's probably watching. Uh, let's see, Nene, if she's checking this out, great. But I already mentioned the people that I wanted to send out a special shout out to. Like those guys, they really motivate me.
No, that's fair enough. Like Brew City will it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It was always a bonding moment for me and my grandfather. I just lost it. We just lost him this past May, but one thing we always had in common, anytime there's a Brew City event we both had off, we were both there for it. So go into the events is always makes me feel good because it always makes me think of him. So like I said, thank you for all you do to entertain us, and say congratulations on winning that championship again, sir.
Thank you again. Thank you for having me. And everybody that's watching, November 15th.
Say absolutely. Hey, look at that. There's Granny in the comments. Thank you, Granny. That being said, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Ro-Zay. And we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.